Welcome to Video Goulash. My name is Kelley, and this is 10 Movies That Shaped Me. Part 1. So I've had the idea for this video kind of banging around in my brain pan for a while. It's a list video about movies that were important, consequential, things that were substantial in my life, or I watched at a certain juncture and they inspired me or helped me creatively, things that moved me in different directions. It's not about how technically great anything is. It's stuff that just came along and was important, left an indelible impression in my life. It's kind of like when you meet someone for the first time and they show you what kind of music they're into and they show you their favorite bands and some of their favorite movies. You get to know a little bit about them. I thought it'd be an interesting idea for a list video and an ongoing series, because obviously there's a lot of movies that shaped me, a lot of movies that were influential and inspired me and continue to do so even to this day. So yeah, let's get into it. Heavy metal. We're going to kick off with heavy metal.
Heavy metal. A trip beyond the future to a universe you've never seen before.
This is the first movie I ever saw in a movie theater, and I was way too young to be watching this movie. I was way too young to even have a memory or even be in a theater. My mom took me with a friend of hers, and I'm pretty sure they thought, hey, it's a cartoon. It's probably fine. Yeah, it's not fine. It was rated R. It was a hard R. Heavy metal is a hard R, and it left a it left a big impression. I have memories, still images of this movie in my mind, and I watched a lot of it like this, and like pulling my mom's hand out of my face because she kept trying to cover my face. You know, heavy metal is one of these movies that has everything. It crosses like every genre. It's got Western, it's got cosmic horror, it's got sword and sandal, fantasy, love stories, alien invasions. It's got this Loch Nar thing that's just this evil ball of light that is kind of the narrator and is telling these stories. And it was terrifying, man. And like, it stuck with me. The whole vibe of this movie stuck with me. The music in this movie stuck with me. This has one of the best soundtracks of any movie ever. I still listen to a lot of this music all the time. Like, all the time. But I remember Tarna very clearly. Images of Tarna, this badass chick who was fighting really scary dudes and just beating the hell out of them. And was a badass. Flying around on her steed. That thing was wild, man. So Tarna, like, that was a huge impression. The Loch Nar, there was that whole story in here too. That's the World War II story on the plane. It's got the zombies and everything. Man, heavy metal heavy metal is important to me. It like kind of struck something in my brain. At one point, my mom just stopped trying to cover my eyes, which was totally fine because this movie didn't do me any damage at all. It actually inspired me and got me all creatively thinking, I guess, as a kid. Yeah, it kind of hits every note that I love, and I'm pretty sure I love them probably inspired from this movie largely. Yeah, I can probably say that. And the rock and roll, yeah, what a great movie. Heavy Metal, the first movie I ever saw in the movie theater. I guess it says a lot about me. There's no way I can do a list like this and not talk about Creature from the Black Lagoon. This is the first horror movie that I ever saw. I grew up, of course, watching Scooby-Doo. I grew up in Texas, though, and we went to Galveston all the time. I was kind of a beach kid. Had the Village of the Damned blonde hair, and just was fascinated with the ocean, with lakes, water, anything underwater, and I was a monster kid. I love my monsters. Creature from the Black Lagoon, easily my favorite Universal monster of all time. And again, so this is the first horror movie I ever saw. And you've got Julie Adams looking stunning, and you've got this sort of sad... I always thought Creature from the Black Lagoon was kind of sad. I always felt bad for this monster who was in love with this girl, but he was a creature, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But Creature from the Black Lagoon left such a huge impression on me. It's probably one of the things that I look back on, and my love of underwater horror and just the ocean and the weird stuff in it. And the ocean's kind of a terrifying place. I've surfed in my life. I've been living on the coast for a lot of my life as well. And I still think the ocean is terrifying. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah, super substantial. First horror movie I ever saw. Favorite Universal monster. Has to be on the list. As soon as I knew I was doing this video, I knew that this movie was going on it. The Terminator, 1984, James Cameron, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, Michael Biehn. I'm an 80s kid. Arnold was my hero, one of my heroes. He's the bad guy here. So this movie is my Star Wars. This is the best way I can put it. I was so taken in by the world of the Terminator, I started writing stories in the Terminator world, my own stories. I remember the comic, Now Comics came out with the Terminator, and I ate up every issue of that. Dark Horse had some cool stuff after that, I think in the 90s, but the Terminator was an endlessly fascinating world for me, and I think it's the best one in the franchise by far. The originals, it's not even close. It's not even close. The fact that this is a monster movie, a horror narrative, and the rest of them are kind of sci-fi action probably plays into that. It's a smaller movie with big implications. And that's something that's always struck my heart. Movies that hint at a much bigger world. And this movie showed you some of that future world that was terrifying. And I still don't even think to this day we've gotten a proper representation of what that future that the first Terminator laid out for us was. I want to see a movie in that world. It would be incredible. But yeah, the Terminator 1984 has to go on the list. One of my favorite movies of all time. Next up on the 10 movies that shaped me is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, 1978, starring Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees and Alice Cooper and Aerosmith and Earth, Wind and Fire and Steve Martin and George Burns. Look, Sgt. Pepper's, I connected to this thing really personally, one, because my dad was a rock promoter. I grew up around music. I grew up around bands. This movie follows a band that gets their big break and kind of goes through all that and the fallout of that. It's fantastical. It's corny. It's campy. But the music in here is incredible. This is the movie that introduced me to the Beatles as well, which is super important. I love the Beatles. And by the way, the cover, this album, the double album for Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, is one of my favorite soundtracks. I still listen to this all the time. Again, this was a personal connection for me, this movie. I kind of just related to it. Later on, oddly enough, I had my own band. I got on the radio. I never didn't think of Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and the kind of lessons that it taught me as well. Yeah, it's campy. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I know other people may hate this movie. I don't know why. This is like a celebration of the Beatles. It's a celebration of this idea that music can save you, that music can bring you all together, that there are people that use music for evil as well. It's like an anti-corporate movie in its way to corporate rock still sucks. But this movie is just a blast of whimsy and creativity and fun. I love Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band from 1978. Next up, we've got Smokey and the Bandit from 1977. Hal Needham directed this, one of the best stuntmen of all time. By the way, where's my Hal Needham movies on 4K? I need Hooper.
I'm gonna hit it.
Somebody show me some Hooper, man. Some Stroker Ace. This movie, I saw this when I was so young, I don't even have contextual memories. I just remember the Trans Am. And Bo the Bandit Darville, Burt Reynolds, and that big smile. I became a huge Burt Reynolds fan, probably from watching this over and over, and then I went and watched all his other stuff, Cannonball Run, and even went back and watched Gator and some of his a lot older movies. Burt Reynolds became one of my favorite actors. This is what kicked it off. And this movie just has like kind of everything. It's a road movie that has such heart, and it's funny as hell, by the way. Jackie Gleason as Sheriff Buford T. Justice is one of the funniest damn characters ever put on film.
Keep your eye out for that Mr. Bandit. Let me have a Diablo sandwich of Dr. Pepper. Make it fast. I'm in a goddamn hurry. You want something?
Hush, puppy, Daddy.
We got no time for that crap. You son of a bitch.
Who are you chasing? Somebody chasing you?
Nobody's chasing me, boy. I was chasing a goddamn maniac all the way from Texarkana, Texas.
Really? Was he a bank robber?
Bank robbing? Bank robbing is baby shit alongside of what this dude is doing.
But this movie has this kind of sweet beating heart that just embraces sort of like the blue collar man. It's Southern fried charm. I grew up in Texas and Atlanta, so it's funny they went from Atlanta to Texarkana, picked up that Coors beer and ran it back to Atlanta.
It ain't never been done before, hot shit.
Watch your language, little lady. The problem is that Coors beer, you take that east of Texas, and that's bootlegging.
Bootlegging, baby. So this movie's about bucking authority and having a good time doing it. It's about like following your heart and being authentic to yourself and to your life. Yeah, I love Smokey and the Bandit. Left a massive impression on me, inspired me. And Bo the Bandit Darville might even be 1/3 of my personality. It's possible. This is another one. There's no way I couldn't do this list and not put on Halloween. John Carpenter's Halloween from 1978.
Halloween night. A small American town. 15 years ago. Halloween.
Michael Myers is the boogeyman. This movie scared the hell out of me. I used to run downstairs in the middle of the night and watch movies that I shouldn't watch. I say Creature from the Black Lagoon is the first horror movie that I saw like all the way through. But when I was way, way too young, I would run downstairs and turn on the TV. And one night I went down there and I went to turn on the TV. The remote didn't work, so I had to go up and press the button. And when I turned it on, Halloween was on. And it was the scene where Michael Myers is breaking into the closet to get Laurie Strode, and she's trying to unwrap that wire hanger. And I mean, like, as a kid, right? The closet's kind of like a safe space for you when you're a kid. For some reason, I just remember, like, I would go hide in the closet, and I saw this at such a young age, and I saw Michael Myers. I saw that mask, that face, the boogeyman. And I was so mortified that I couldn't even go up to the TV to turn it off. Like, I wanted out of there. And she stabs him in the eye, right, with that hanger, and he falls back out, and I ran up, and I turned the TV off, and I ran upstairs, and I had nightmares about the boogeyman for years. I guess years I had nightmares about the boogeyman. Michael Myers is the boogeyman. And Halloween now is my favorite movie of all time. I said movie, I didn't say horror movie. Halloween is still my favorite movie of all time. And I can't help but think that that incident played a part in it. To say that it was important or inspirational to me, again, would be a massive, massive understatement. You know, I'm going to deep dive on this at some point about Halloween and the Halloween franchise. We've got Halloween coming up. So, yeah, maybe I'll have to rank the series. Halloween, y'all, 1978. My favorite movie of all time. Up next is a movie I actually don't have the 4K of. I think I have a Blu-ray of it somewhere. It's packed up. I have a VHS of it somewhere. We're talking about Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. Yeah, 1981, George Miller, The Road Warrior. This movie I watched ad nauseum. It was one of my favorite movies to show people because of the intense action, this crazy science fiction post-apocalyptic backdrop with Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson's such a badass. He kills it in this movie. This character is I love the original Mad Max, but there's something about The Road Warrior. Maybe it's the action and this the over-the-top, high-octane, crazy stunt work and destruction in this movie. You've got one of the coolest villains in Humongous, right? This yoked-up dude who's got a Jason mask on, a metal Jason mask. Just walk away. Man, I love The Road Warrior. How can you not love The Road Warrior? It's before all the CG. It's before all the nonsense. Real stunts, real super high speed, crazy stunts. I think it's probably one of my favorite movies of all time because it just kind of hits on every level. There's really good acting in it. It's got an incredible world, and it's got some of the best action and camera work in any movie ever made. Even Fury Road, which I thought was amazing, still didn't hold up to The Road Warrior.
When all that's left is one last chance. Pray that he's still out there. Somewhere.
Yeah, The Road Warrior, 1981. Thank you, George Miller. That movie changed my life. Next up, Grease 2 from 1982. Yeah, I'm holding up a musical. Sgt. Pepper's isn't a musical, by the way. Sgt. Pepper's is a movie that has a narrator and the characters never speak. They just always sing. Grease 2, however, is a musical, and I don't like musicals.
You're gonna be late. Let's go.
I just think they're corny. I can't take musicals seriously. I've been acting a long time. I've done a ton of stage work. There's something just disingenuous and stupid about breaking into song. I don't know what it is. Grease 2 jumps that hurdle because it's aware of itself. It knows it's campy. It knows that, and it leans into it, and it's a hell of a lot of fun.
Are there any comments on that?
Yeah, I was wondering if you could tell me where she lives. Yeah, and what is this?
I connected with this guy right here, Max Caulfield. He's a writer. He's a musician, kind of a stranger in a strange land, doesn't really fit in, right? And he falls head over heels for Stephanie Zanoni, which how can you not? Michelle Pfeiffer in Grease 2 is, ouch. Yeah, she definitely was one of my big crushes growing up. But Grease 2 is just a hell of a lot of fun, and it's got incredible music. I think the music in Grease 2 is better than the music in Grease 1. Grease might be a better film, maybe technically, but Grease 2 is it's more entertaining. It's a lot more fun to watch.
You looking for a rat-faced mouse brain? Get that mother!
And you know, I think I'm going to need to deep dive on this because I'm not actually sure if I could say that Grease is a better film than Grease 2. Maybe the reception of it was, but technically speaking, I don't know. I might have to get into that. At any rate, Grease 2 was a movie that I fell in love with. I fell in love with these people and connected to the main character, and I love the music and I love the campiness of it. This is one of the first movies I can remember that I was like, they know they're corny and they don't care. They love it. They're aware of it and they lean into it. But it does kind of sneak in the back door and get you in the heart because of that. So Grease 2, corny, campy, so much fun. Something I've watched over and over again. Next up's another one I don't have a physical copy in hand. I've got a couple of VHSs of it, actually. It had a Blu-ray for a hot second. It has criminally not been released on 4K. It's not really been wide released. I'm talking about 1988's License to Drive. Probably the best of the two Corys movies.
But Les is excited about an even bigger event.
Your license is just as important to me as it is to you.
But it doesn't look good.
You failed.
He failed?
Or does it?
I thought that we had a date tonight.
What could possibly go wrong?
See License to
Whoa,
Drive.
hold on. You gotta show them the rest.
Oh? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go on record and say that License to Drive is probably the best of the two Corys movies. I know Lost Boys, and I love Lost Boys. It's maybe my favorite vampire movie. But License to Drive's right up there. I don't know. Lost Boys doesn't kind of count for me as a two Corys movie for some reason. I mean, they're both there. I mean, I don't know why. Anyway, I digress. License to Drive. It came along at a time when I was thinking about girls that were way out of my league. And I was thinking about what it would be like to have the freedom of a license and a car, be able to go wherever I wanted to go. And License to Drive encapsulates that time in your life. It encapsulates 1988. So if you're an 80s kid and you grew up in that era, you go back and watch it and you're right there. But it follows these two guys on this kind of zany adventure and everything goes wrong that can possibly go wrong. It's like Murphy's Law out there for him. He's on a dream date with his dream girl in Mercedes. Mercedes, played by Heather Graham. Instant crush. Anyone who watched that movie of a certain age, you were instantly in love with Mercedes.
After you, madame.
But License to Drive holds up because it's actually a really good movie. It's well written. It's funny as hell. It's well directed.
Les? Les, it's me, Papa!
Great performances. Got some of the best one-liners, too. Did you ever think in your life that you would see a Mercedes fit in the trunk of a Cadillac? How much would I love to see a new release of License to Drive, a 4K?
My BMW?
Son of a bitch!
Yo!
Les? You know how you said when you got your license you wanted a BMW? Well, here you go. It's all yours. Take good care of it.
I love this movie, and it was, it was significant in my upbringing.
Thanks, Dad. It's very generous of you, but, you know, I don't need the BMW anymore.
Les!
I already have a Mercedes. Don't wait up, guys!
And last up, Bodies, Rest, and Motion from 1993. Tim Roth, Phoebe Cates, Bridget Fonda, Eric Stoltz. Can't ask for a better cast than that.
We're gonna move Butte, Montana. What does Beth say?
Beth says whatever makes me happy.
You get stopped in Utah by the cops. You flunk the breathalyzer. They haul you in. You go to prison. But at least your life is taken and directed.
Hi, honey.
This movie came along at a time, I think it was like 16 or 17 when I saw this. I was considering some big things in life. I was considering kind of a direction. I was at a crossroads. And this film is about crossroads. This film is about being at a point in your life where you either need to choose a path and follow your heart, or you might succumb to just existing as life sort of passes you by.
So what does it mean? What? The wind. High pressure folk coming in?
I know that what I want isn't out there. It isn't in here. It isn't inside. It isn't outside. It doesn't exist.
Bodies Rest in Motion. I'm going to do a deep dive on this one. I'm going to do a deep review on this one. I think it's criminally underrated, criminally underseen. I think it's an awesome, awesome movie. It's quirky. It's really well directed. You connect to all of the characters. That's another thing about this film. Bridget Fonda is your main character here, but Tim Roth, Eric Stoltz, Phoebe Cates, you know these people, and you connect to each one of them on a certain level.
What are you doing?
Bacon.
But we're still here.
Well, I think this was a play before it was a movie, but Bodies Rest in Motion was a super important movie for me in my life, and it inspired me to follow my dreams.
I got a phone home. I can't wait. It could be too late.
To be authentic to myself and to be authentic to my life.
I know that two people can meet each other and
not let things just pass me by, not become a victim and a secondary character in my own life. So I hope you like this video, 10 movies that shaped me, part 1. Definitely has to be an ongoing series. I find stuff even today that inspires me creatively or moves me, things that touch my heart. I want to know what movies have done that for you. What movies have kind of comforted you or pushed your buttons or inspired you or stuff that you've seen at a certain time in your life. It doesn't matter if a movie is technically the best or critically acclaimed. It matters how a movie grabs a hold of you, grabs a hold of your heart, and how you connect to it. And I would love to know some of the movies that have done that for you. If some of these movies have done that for you, yeah, let me know in the comments. As always, like, subscribe, do all the things. And keep it creepy, man. I'm coming for some Halloween content on you. Soon enough, we're going to do tons of horror content. But yeah, we'll be seeing you soon. Later, skater.